Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a really big idea that's shaping our economic moment: financial nihilism. We're going to break down why a whole generation feels completely locked out of the system, and then explore a pretty clever idea: the graduate mortgage, that might just offer a way back in.
Okay, let's just jump right in with this number. 60. What is this? Well, this is the median age of a home buyer in America today. 60. Let that sink in for a second. And this quote it hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? Something that used to be a key part of starting your life, in your 20s or 30s, has been shoved so far down the line that it's now something you do at the end of your career, not the beginning. So, what happens then? What happens when an entire generation looks at the traditional ways of building wealth, like buying a house, and feels like the game is just completely rigged against them? Like it's not just hard, but fundamentally broken. Well, what you get is this phenomenon called financial nihilism. Now, it's really important to get this. This isn't just people being lazy or giving up. The sources we're looking at describe it as a totally logical, calculated response to an economy where saving and investing just doesn't seem to pencil out anymore. But hey, this isn't just a vibe or a feeling. This sense of being completely locked out is backed up by some incredibly stark data that shows just how much the ground has shifted under our feet. Just look at this gap right here. Since 1985, median income has gone up about 252%. Okay, that sounds pretty good, right? But hold on. In that exact same time, median home prices have exploded by over 400%. Your paycheck just hasn't stood a chance against the rising cost of the single most important asset for building wealth. And if that wasn't enough, you've got this number to deal with: nearly $1.8 trillion. That's the mountain of student loan debt in America. It means the average person starts their career already deep in a financial hole before they can even begin to think about saving for a down payment. And this is so crucial. This feeling of nihilism isn't about some kind of individual failure. It's a massive, generational response to a system where the entry fee, getting an education, costs a fortune, and the grand prize, owning a home, is priced so far out of reach it feels impossible. So what do you do when the game feels rigged? Well, you stop playing the old game, and you find a new one. This feeling is pushing people into a completely different and, let's be honest, a much riskier economic arena. We're actually seeing this fundamental psychological break from the past. The whole idea of what it means to invest is changing. It's moving away from buying a piece of a company because you believe in its long-term future. Instead, it's about betting on memes, on social media hype, on these short-term gambles, because why not? And, this has really predictable results. When building long-term ownership feels out of reach, people just stop trying. They spend more now, and when they do put money in the market, they take way bigger risks, hoping for that one lottery ticket win that lets them jump over the broken system entirely. And the crazy thing is, a lot of the tools we use today are basically designed to encourage this. Think about it. Modern finance apps aren't just neutral platforms. They're often built to feel like casinos. They've got gamified features, social leaderboards, instant access to super risky bets, all designed to trigger our FOMO and keep us hitting that buy button. So this all leads us to the most important question, doesn't it? If the problem is built into the structure of the game itself, then just telling people to get better financial education or be more responsible, well, that completely misses the point. So what does a real structural solution actually look like? Well, instead of just trying to train better players for a game that's fundamentally broken, some experts are saying we need to build a better game entirely. And that starts with creating new, more fair financial products that are actually designed for the world we live in today. And this is the core idea right here. The way you cure financial nihilism isn't by scolding people about their choices. It's by creating a believable, achievable path to ownership that makes betting your life savings on a long shot feel, well, irrational again. And out of this way of thinking, one of the most interesting ideas to emerge is a brand new type of financial product. It's called the graduate mortgage. Okay, so how does this actually work? It's basically a complete flip of the script. Right now, lenders look at your debt-to-income ratio, your DTI, and your student loans, they're seen as pure debt, which tanks your ratio and makes it harder to get a loan. The graduate mortgage says, wait a minute, that degree in engineering or nursing isn't just debt, it's an asset. It's a signal that you have high future earning potential and you're lower risk. So, under this model, that debt isn't counted against you in the same way, making it way easier for high-earning grads to finally qualify.
And this just lays it out so perfectly. It's a total change in perspective. It reframes the very thing that's been holding an entire generation back, their education, from being a pure liability into being a qualifying asset. It stops punishing people for investing in themselves.
So you see, the bigger point here is that a product like this does more than just help a few individuals. It starts to realign our whole financial system. Instead of just funding more and more debt, it starts to channel capital towards people's productive capacity. More nurses, more engineers, and yes, more homeowners. It creates a real, tangible path out of that feeling of nihilism by making ownership feel possible again.
And that leaves us with a final, and I think a pretty provocative thought. The graduate mortgage isn't just a clever product. It's a new way of thinking. It proves that we can actually redesign the broken parts of our economy to be more fair. And if we can do it for homeownership, what other parts of the game are just waiting to be rewritten?